Good morning, fellow Forex traders. It is Thursday, November the 2nd. Welcome to everyone. Got news today in about 25 minutes. It may not do anything though. It's weekly jobless claims here in the U.S. The bigger news is tomorrow morning at 8:30 Eastern Time in the U.S. It's a non-farm payroll. So I hope everybody's doing good. Hopefully they made money this week. I've had a really good week. And we're looking at the... I'll start off, by the way, this is... welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for those who have subscribed. For those who are new here, if you subscribe to the channel, of course this is live streaming. I do it Monday through Thursday, located here in the U.S. Eastern Time Zone. So when you subscribe to my channel, then you'll also have to click on the notify me button, and then YouTube will notify you with a message saying that I'm on live streaming. That's the easiest way to do it. So we'll get to the currencies here. The pound dollar has been in a buy since last Thursday, so a week, and it's still got more to go. It's got to fill in, flush down up in here, and it can do that today pretty easy. See, we got the retest of the pivot and we bounced off of it again and actually went higher. I'm still holding out my second half to up here because I've got my stop loss move finally up to here, because there really wasn't a chance to move it until there was a retracement, a good retracement. And there it is there. So now I'm waiting on this. This one I'm going to take it off is when it gets up into here. The Aussie dollar has made a push up. It is filled in. It's flushed down. It's approaching resistance. It's tied to the dollar though, so tomorrow it's just like the pound dollar. So it's going to affect it tomorrow. Both of those. So there's nothing to do here. You don't really want to be in a buy because it is at resistance, and I could come up a little bit more up into here today. The pound CAD has been in a sell. When it did sell off, it came back up. Now it's back up here again. And if you're going to do a buy, this would have to be your stop right here. And I'll look and see where my the dollar yen is still over 150. Sold off some, which I'm sure the Bank of Japan is happy about that. So the pound CAD, that would have to be your stop. Pretty tight. It's got potential to go up to here today. Pound yen has been in a sell. It's trying to retrace off the pivot, but it's got a flush up to fill in down here. But it may not be done to the upside just yet. So this is what let's see, Euro New Zealand is now in a buy. I was in a big sell. There was an opportunity to sell right there, and you got rewarded for waiting, even though there was one here. The risk was too great here, risk too great here, the risk was good here, and the risk was good here, and then it finally sold off. But now we got to buy. On the Euro New Zealand, excuse me, pound New Zealand is also in a buy, starting to run away, but it'll run back up in here and should turn around. But sometimes it does run up, and nothing you can do, just look for the next one. New Zealand yen's in a 1 hour sell now, and it is up at resistance. So we'll have to keep an eye out on it. Where's the dollar yen? It's going to be tied to the news tomorrow. So if you're in that, you got to be careful. Euro Aussie is in a buy. There was your opportunity to get in long right there. It didn't come down enough to get me. I hate when that happens. Of course, this happened 3 hours ago. Yeah, a little over 3 hours ago. I wasn't quite up yet, and it didn't get me. Oh, it was down right here. Just missed me by pips. If I can get a little of a pullback, I might get into that. If not, there's others to look at. Euro CAD is pulling up. It's been in a sell. It's pulling back up to the sell. Pound Aussie is in a buy. And that one is really sold off. CAD yen. We're looking for a push down to fill in this flush up, which would be down in here. And that could happen today. So you had a sell opportunity right in there. And it's pushing back up for another sell opportunity, but we've just came down and retested almost the pivot. And that's what usually happens before it goes higher, or it comes down into here and then goes higher. Euro yen has been in a sell. It's pushing back up for the sell. It has a flush up down in here, so expecting it to come down in here, which could give us a sell opportunity. But nothing to do just yet. The Aussie yen is in a 1 hour sell. It could go up a little bit. That's major resistance right there. So it could still go up and make a higher high. Any questions or comments? Feel free to put them in the chat, or you can go on my YouTube channel page in the comments section and put them in there. If it's first time here for you, welcome. I do Forex swing trading. I don't do day trading, even though there is opportunities at times for a trade during the day during New York session. Yeah, I hate I missed that one, which was Euro odd. Yep, right down. The risk would have been 64.50 54. $54.74, 24. Risk would have been $24. That's all you'd been risking, was $24 for what looks like it's going to be a pretty good move. So it's too far away now from 84, says 80, almost 90 pips. Let's see if you did get in down in here at 74.26. You've taken off half your position because it's done. It's 50 pips. So you would take off half your position, move your stop, which would have initially been from here to here, and put $1 or $2 on it, and that's going to make money. Now you don't have to worry about another trade, looking for another trade. You're in a trade, that one's going to work where it didn't. You got your stop loss set, your target profit took off, this half of it, the stress is off the trade now. So now you can look for something else. Aussie dollar has got some potential. It's up at resistance, major resistance. Pound CAD looks like it's going higher, which has a chance to go up here today. That could happen. But it could be a sell too. See, it's been up here once, sold off a little bit. There might not have been enough for them. See, it sold off, but just not enough. It sold off again, but just not enough. But if you got it up in here, you'd have got half your position off. But now on this one, you'd be stopped out because you'd moved your initially. If you got in the entry here, that was your stop. Then when it pushed down, that's your stop, and you just got stopped out. But you got half of your money off. Now you're looking for another trade. And the same thing in here. See, you would have got stopped out. I don't think this is done to the upside before the real sale starts. And that's on the pound CAD. Pound yen trying to push up. So this is what we got going on. All this is being recorded too, by the way, since it's live streaming. I don't do any editing trying to get out all the crud and stuff, and some even make adjustments on it. I don't do any editing, and when you watch the video, you'll be able to see that it's real. It is what it is. I don't try to be something I'm not. The pound yen that came down, if it takes this out, it's coming down in here to fill this in, so it's coming all the way down to here. But with the news coming tomorrow, they could turn it around from there if it pushes down here today, or they could push this up to here. It's one R1, yeah, before a sell and start to sell off, and then when the news comes out, then it drives it down to here. That's the bigger move. You're kind of in no man's land right here. What they call, I do 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily for the trend. The trend I look at daily, but there will be retracements, as you can tell. Yeah, I don't like hearing myself talk, so it'd be good to have some questions or comments. because it's pretty boring whenever you have to talk and you hear yourself. And you're just talking to be talking. And let's see, odd yen has made a 1 hour sell. It's already made one candle, it's making a second one. But that's major resistance there, so it could push up about another 30 pips from here, from where it's at, before the actual sell-off. Yeah, I have had comments a couple weeks ago, actually, that from two different people. One was from another country and one was from here in the U.S. I think New Jersey, I believe. And they said they needed more trading action. When they say that, that means they're trying to pay bills and make money. And I messaged them back this in a nice and courteous way. I said, this room is not for you if you feel like you have to trade 20 or 30 times a day. Because it tells me that you're trying to pay bills, make as much money as you can to pay those. And I just don't want somebody having to use lot rent money and mortgage money and car note money to pay the trade. If you're doing that, you need to stop. And that's what I messaged them. Yeah, they don't need my room. So, because there's plenty of them 1, 3, and 5 minutes out there, which I strongly advise against, because I've been there and done that and blew 2 accounts doing that. So I'll never go back to that again, because that's not the way to trade. Plus, that's where 95% of traders lose money, is where that's from. So I don't want to be in that group. So let's see. The pound yen is trying to push back up. Euro yen. Is it going to be a sell up here? Nothing to do. Yen is trying to come down. So it can either come down to here or it can come down into here. As it went up, it usually retests before it goes higher. Now that could have been the retest, but usually it comes right down on it, and even sometimes a little below it, and even close below it before it go higher. Pound Aussie is making a pretty big move up. Oh, we don't know how far that's going to go. So we'll see how far that's going to go. If that's the actual buy, that's what we want to know. I have to keep an eye on that. Pound dollar pushing up. Yeah, no, it has to go. It can go up to here to fill in. This is probably going to get, nope, wrong way. There. See, it's right over here now, but it should go up into here. Fill in the flush down. See, this is what I'm talking about. When it runs up off the pivot, then it'll come back and retest it and even close below it and then go higher. So that's what I'm hoping is going to happen to the pound yen. Well, not the pound yen, the CAD yen, wasn't it? Yep. It's going to come back down in here and then go higher. But it does have this flush up to fill in down in here. So it could come down in here. Let's see, where's 40 pips? Let me look at that. 40 is 188. Yep. Which would be right down in here. Which would be perfect for a buy opportunity, low risk sell. So we have to look, keep an eye on those. Aussie dollar, not doing anything. Oh, that's right. So the yen's still trying to push down. Euro CAD is coming up for its sale, so there really wasn't an opportunity except for right here. With that 47.20, that's about right. Let's see, that was 26, that was a $30 risk, so you could have took that right there. But now it's back up here again. And that's at major resistance right up there, so that's a good place to look for a sell on the Euro CAD. But the pound CAD, it looks like it's got a potential to go higher. Which it's trying to do is making a big candle. So that's a major resistance there, so it could still push up another 78.22, about 45 more pips up to there. See what the 4 hour says. Squeeze the picture. Oh, I made a big move. So we're right here. We could push up into here the coming days. Let's see where it come all the way across. That's got to be resistance right in there. Now that won't happen today, but it could be tomorrow off the news. Euro yen trying to push up for a sale. Still in the sale. Now you did have a chance to get in here, I think. 60.84. No, that would have been 42 for 46. Yeah, 46 pip risk. That'd have been too much, even though it did work. It may come up and give a second opportunity and give a better risk, lower risk trade, which is what we look for. Just have to be patient. See this signal sell on the 31st. So for about 2.5 days. We've had the wait, and it's still got to push up more to be able to get in up into here. See, it's got its flush up to do down here. So they're going to drive this up, sell it off, and then with the news tomorrow I'll be able to push it down here, which will then give a buy opportunity. So it looks like there is nothing to do today. See, this is already one way. I'm expecting this, the pound dollar, to come up into right in here. It's going to meet resistance right there. Why do you say that? Let's shrink it. Because that's where the sell is. There's the flush down. Right in here is where we're looking for to have an opportunity to sell off, give a low risk trade too, where it sells off. And it's come off the pivot again like it did here. See, that's looking like the same pattern. Run up, didn't retest, went higher. This is run up, hasn't retest, just like that, and a push higher. Now will it go higher? It could. So we're going to go to a 4 hour. And yeah, it could definitely go higher. That's the next high right there, about 123. But that probably won't happen today because that's 80 away. And the pound dollar's range is not that great. Okay, let's squeeze that back down. Thinking of taking those things off. Go back to a 1 hour. Here we go. So here we're rocking up here. That's where my profit target is. I have to get a refill on the coffee. Keep going, keep going. It's hitting some resistance. So it did make a move down, luckily, pushing up. Can move the stop even better now. Dollar yen, I don't think it's going to do anything until tomorrow. And it's looking like it's going to make a move up, so apparently it's not going to be good news. So we got the weekly jobless claims just came out. That was tied to the dollar, so Aussie dollar. Oh, that's right there where a good sale is. Euro New Zealand has pushed up. I think I'm gonna have to get a drink of water, I believe. That low, pretty much 82. No, not 82. Yeah, 79. So something stuck in my throat. Hold on just a second. Let me get a refreshing on my coffee. It's got dark in here. I think there's a chance of rain today. Yeah. Be right back. Yeah. Okay. I'm back. Don't think I missed anything. Nope. So we'll see how this goes today. The CAD yen, yeah, it's going to retest down in here. The only question is it going to come down here and stop here, or is it going to come down and do the flush up, fill it in, which would be down in here. And then we would look for a buy opportunity right down in here with the low risk trade. So we got one or two scenarios for here. Down here for a buy, or somewhere down in here for a buy. There won't be a sale until it pushes back up. So nothing to do on the CAD yen. Pound Aussie, it's trying to make a buy. It's in a buy. Well, it's not the best buy. Oh, wrong way. 20 to 4 hour. The 4 hour candle ends in 23 minutes. It's making a buy there, which looks like that's going to happen. So those two would be in agreement with the retest up there. Of its yearly pivot. Your old CAD. See, it's pushing up into here now. A potential sale. The pound CAD though is going higher. Yeah, see now it's made a sale opportunity, but that's got 23 minutes. Nothing to do on it. Pound yen, it's on its pivot. See, it bounced off the pivot, closed below the pivot. Now are we going to go higher? It has the potential to go up to here today. And let's see, there should be something else. Yeah, up into here. But it's got its flush up to fill in, which is down here. So they're either going to push this up, take out the high, come up here to extreme resistance, and then start to sell it off, and then the news tomorrow morning pushes it down here. Or they're going to go ahead and sell it off, fill in the flush up down here, and then the news will come out and it's going up that way. So it's in no man's land kind of, even though it's on the pivot. So we have to be patient. You get rewarded for being patient. See the pound dollar pushed up. It's got a little bit more to go. About 20 pips maybe higher before it finishes its flush down fill in. So I done made money on this. I've been in it since over here. Squeeze it down. That's where I got in. Took off half. After this push up, I'd moved my stop from there to there, and then I got stopped out over here on that candle. But then I noticed that that was a low risk trade from right over here, so I jumped in again, got half off, and was able to put, when it makes a push up, then I moved the stop from here to here, and I got stopped out again. But here we go again, back down into where I'd bought it before. And when you enter in here, that is still your stop. So it made a little push up, came back into it, and made the bigger push up, and now my stop half is off, and the stop's been moved to here. And it's looking like it's going to, it should go up a little bit higher, but it's having some trouble. But they probably need buyers. Need more buyers, so they're going to have to bring it back down some, and hopefully not down below here. Like I said, there's not been, since we've done this and we made a higher high, we got it, usually it does a retest, which means it's coming back into here. So I could get stopped out on this today. This candle continues. It's got 20 more minutes. It could make a really big candle, and if it does, I'm going to move it right up underneath that. Move my second half of my stop up. So being from down here, where was it? I think it was right in here is where it took it off. Because yeah, I remember saying to myself that, oh, it wasn't enough. No, it was in there. Yeah, the spike up, and then it immediately came down. But it didn't stop me up, because it has to have a bigger move than that to move the stop. See, like this, then it has to have a fairly good retracement, then you can push it up. Kind of like what this has done. It had a pretty good move down, and you can move the stop up and then do this. But knowing that there's going to be a potential retrace down to here, this could be over, and they're setting up for the news tomorrow, because they know what the report says, contrary to what everybody else says. They've known, all these Fed guys, the word gets put out because they come from Goldman Sachs. And if you think this stuff is not rigged, you're very naive, because it is only the people on the inside know. So they're able to get ahead of the report, knowing what it's going to be and then the direction it's going. Yeah, I was trying to, but it's still got 18 minutes, so this could change. But I'm okay with it. I mean, it took half off. I've been able to move my stop up. That's going to make good money, make more than what my first half did. I've been able to trade just this one currency several times from where I got in last Thursday. So for a week. See, they're not day trades though, because see, I'm having to carry them over. So I've basically made 3 trades in a week. And most traders, that they can't wait that long. They can't wait. You get paid, you get rewarded for being patient. See how it runs up. The average trader Joe is going to get in here thinking, oh, it's making a big old huge candle, I got to get in. And it's being on a 1 hour chart. They may get scared from this big drawdown, which is about 30 pips, 30 something pips. But it actually gives you an opportunity to get in. If you didn't miss that, there was your opportunity. If you missed that, there was your opportunities. So a retrace is your friend. It's your friend. See, when you're in it, you need a slight retrace, push up, you can move your stop up. See, there's not retraces in here. So there's no way to move it up. And when it pushes higher, you could move it up. But this is normally what you need, that and that. You see, these are not nothing to be able to move it up. There's not a higher move. It's almost like you need a flush up, you know, like that, flush up, then you can move it. So that's the pound dollar. The Aussie dollar is making a sale. It's at major resistance too for the day. So there could be a sale. Let's go to the bigger picture. A 4 hour. And we've taken that, so we're right at that high right there. But this is where we could be going, so it could push up a little bit more because that's resistance up there too. But it's made a pretty good move, and this is a 4 hour chart, so it's made a pretty good move without any movement down. So there is a possibility that this is going to sell off, and then the news will come out in the morning, and then this thing will drive back up. Because they have to get enough buyers, and when they run away like this, is, you know, there'll be 95% of the traders will take the breakout trade, but then they don't realize that this is here, and it could be a retrace, and it could come down here. They're not going to hold on to it for that. So you have to know where you're at. You have to look back to the left on your charts. See how we came up there once, sold off, all the way back down. Now we're back up here again. Are we going to sell off? So the best buy opportunity is not here where it's at. When it takes out that high, it's not. Now it could come in and push up into here, but the risk of where's your stop going to be at? Knowing that there's a potential for it to come down here, you going to be able to sit through all that? You don't want that, to have to sit through all that. See, like when it makes a move up, then it'll make us move down, give you an opportunity to get in, then the next push up. That's what you want. The better would be a sale up here if it gets there today and sell off knowing it's going to come back down into here, or it's going to sell off today back down into here, and then they're going to push it up on the news up to here. That's the bigger move. That's a little move. That's the much bigger move. Back to 1 hour. So if you got any questions or comments, please feel free to ask them in the chat, or if you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can go to my YouTube channel page in the comment section below and put it in there, and I will get back to that as soon as possible. This is being recorded, so if you miss any of it, the recording will be up about a couple of hours after I end, which would be if nobody else is in here asking questions and stuff. Like I said, I don't like hearing myself talk. It'd be about 15 minutes. If others come in, ask some questions, then I'll be here longer. My time's valuable too, because it's free. I'm doing this for free. I'm not trying to get 100,000 subscribers like all these other YouTube traders, so they can get ad revenue and get paid on top of it by YouTube. That tells me they're number one, even though they say, well, I want to be able to teach people to trade successfully, blah blah blah. No, you don't. You wouldn't be pressuring to get subscribers. I want people to subscribe. Well, number one, if they like the channel, they're welcome to subscribe. Number two, and the main thing is that since I'm live streaming, if you subscribe, you click on the notify me button, then YouTube sends you a message. I mean, that's the easiest way to get me when I'm on live, and you get notified by YouTube. That's be the only reason. Like I said, this is being recorded, so if you miss any of it, you'll be able to go back and watch it. If you do have questions or comments in the after hours, what I'm saying, if you're overseas and it's daytime there and it's nighttime here, then I'm not going to be able to get to it till the following morning here. So don't think that I've ignored you. I haven't. It's just the time zone difference that I'll be able to get back to it, because it's not like I get up at 1 o'clock in the morning here and check those. So we'll go through these one more time for those of you who might have missed it. I do Forex swing trading and don't do day trading, even though there is opportunities during the daytime. But sometimes there isn't, sometimes there is the next day, and sometimes it's not till the third day. You have to wait for the setup. They like to get into this one, this low risk trade from here. If you miss that, and you had to be patient and wait for that. So that was on the 30th, and then this was on the 30th as well, but the time zone difference would have been 6 o'clock at night. Is that correct? Yes. And this one would have been 5 o'clock in the morning. So you'd had to wait. Oh, that's more than 12 hours. These are 1 hour candles. So that's not correct. That'd be more like 24 or more candles you'd had to wait. So about a day and a half actually you had to wait. But I guarantee you that whenever regular traders, what I call the average Joe, that's in the 95 percentile, and you don't have to believe me, you can check this out anywhere. The brokerage houses are the ones that come up with that number. Goldman Sachs, Awanda, who I use, Interactive Broker, whoever you use, they're the ones that say on average a trader, when they make a trade, they get out on Forex now 8 to 10 pips. That's when they get out. On stocks, it's 10 to 15 cents, because they're trying to, well, I got to get money, I got to get money, I got to get paid. So when they get that 8 to 10 pips, oh, they feel good. I don't feel good about 8 to 10 pips. This is what I feel good about. Hundreds. Because you have to find 8 to 10 pips. You got to find a place. If you get stopped out, which if you get 8 to 10 pips, you have to move your stop. You can't let it go against you and take away the 10 pips. So they get stopped out. Get stopped out. Getting in there. Get 8, 10 pips. Get stopped out. Then they got to find another place to get in, and they got to do that all day long. I don't have to. The stress is off. I sit back and wait. Wait for an opportunity, because I got in that one down here first because it was such a low risk trade after the third candle. Then take a half off on the push up. When it goes higher, move the stop up, and then when it moves higher, move the stop up, and you can see I got stopped out on that spike down. But then I noticed to the left, hey, this is still a low risk trade. Get in, guess what happens? Take half off, it comes down, does a good retrace, and then you can move your stop up. You're taking half off again, and you get stopped out again. But lo and behold, look what happens. But again, you got to wait. These are 1 hour candles, not 5 minutes. So these are, a half a day, even to a day that you have to wait. And then you get rewarded for waiting. So I'm still in this one, but my profit target's up here. But with this big old huge candle, I've seen this too many times when this happens. I move it from here, I stop to here. So from being down here, I've already took half off. Now my second half has made even more than my first half. which is what the goal is. And I've been into these, have been able to move stop ups for almost 2 weeks. That's the longest I've ever been in a trade. And most average Joe traders that's in the 95 percentile that trade 1, 3, 5, and 15-minute charts, they get stuck in these and they have to get out because they're taking 8 to 10 pips. And if you use common sense, which is not a lot of today, these guys that show how many trades they've made for the day, the week, the month, and even some the year, they'll show a good winning percentage, but that's very deceiving. And you may ask, why is that? And I'll tell you, you don't know how many pips they got. And I would almost guarantee you that if you average the trades that they had, the total break-evens, losses, and wins, and you are able to get how many total pips that they've made, it's going to break down to 8 to 10 pips on average on Forex. Now stocks, it's going to be different, 10 to 15 cents. So it's pushing up, pushing up. I need a little push up higher. The bigger this candle gets, the more I'm going to be happy that I got up underneath this thing. So that's the pound dollar. So I've had people ask me, said, there's people that are successful trading 1, 3, 5, 15 minutes. Yep, there's few, but very, very few. Very few. And then you don't even know, number one, do they have a demo? You see, I got a live account, don't have a demo account. Do they have a demo account? See, if they don't show that live, that means it's not live. If it says nothing or demo, then it's a demo. If it's live, it's going to show live. That's number one. Number two, do they let you know how many pips they got? So you'll be able to tell on mine. I mean, you can figure this out for yourself by looking over here where I get in. I have the same setup. Now I have to wait. Like I said, there's not a trade every day. So a lot of times I have to wait. See, like this whole down move, see, I have to wait, number one, for my arrows to show up. Otherwise there is no trade. I don't care what it does. You can say, oh, you can get in here. You can get right in here. Sure, you can get your 8 to 10 pips right there, and then you're going to look what happens. You get stopped out. Now you got to find another trade. And just like it happened over here, see the same thing over here. Yeah, you got your 8 to 10 pips, but guess what happened? You got stopped out. Now you got to look for another trade. See, I'm able to wait. I don't get in, there was no arrows. I don't get in, there was no arrows. I have the arrow. Look what happens when the arrow shows up. Now sometimes it does go lower, like right in there, boom, it takes it out. But I don't care, it's a low risk trade. That low was 120.69 basically, and that low is 74 basically. So that's 5 plus the spread, $8. That's what you risked, $8. Who can't afford to lose that? $8. If you can't afford to lose $8, you don't need to be trading. You need to stop and do something else. Don't trade, period, and just work and put your money away. But I've been live streaming now for 4 weeks, a little over 4 weeks. And most people that pop in here, which there's a bunch every day, they don't pop in for long because they see, oh gosh, he's not trading. There might not even a trade today. I got to make money. I don't need those people in here. They need to be in here to learn to make money, but they got to be willing to be patient. Take some losses, $8. Not sure, if they can't afford $8, they don't need to be trading anyway. I see it's making a big, but still got 2 minutes, but I don't think it's going to push up any higher in 2 minutes. So I think since 32 minutes before the New York Open, they've probably got to get more buyers, which means they're gonna have to push down, which means I'm gonna get stopped out. But I'm okay with that. See, I know where it's going. Now I can look for a sell opportunity up in there later today. See, I give this scenario to people all the time. I said, to be successful, do you want to listen to a homeless person how to make money, or do you want to listen to Bill Gates and Warren Buffett or Elon Musk? This is the same scenario I have. I don't trade 1, 3, and 5 minute charts. That's the homeless person. The swing trading, which with low risk trades, that would be the Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Elon Musk of the world. So you're following their advice. I trade Monday through Thursday. I don't trade on Friday. Say not Friday. Look at the volume on Friday. It drops off drastically, except for the non-farm payroll, which is tomorrow. And that tells you, okay, now why did the volume drop off so drastically? It's because the big boys who make the money, who push the markets, are not there. So if they're taking off, what does that mean? You need to take off. Because then you have to let the average Joe fight for their 8 to 10 pips every day with a small range, because there's no volume to push it. So you got to be smart. You got to use common sense, and you make up your own mind about, But most people want to be entertained, and those 1, 3, and 5, and 15 minute traders, that's what they do, is entertain, because they have to keep you tied to them. So they get subscribers. They hope you tell others where they'll subscribe. Then you'll get so many likes, that way they could get you to. It's not about the trading. Otherwise they wouldn't push it so much. Trying to get I've actually heard people say and seen it for myself when I've been on them. They spent more time trying to get likes and subscribes than they did teaching people to trade and trading. And they weren't concentrating on their trade, so that's what they do. Oh, we got 8 to 10 pips. Hope y'all was in there with me. And then they get stopped out because they got to move their stop tight. And then look for another trade. And so that's why they got to have 20 to 30 trades, because then they got to make so much money to pay bills. I make plenty of money to pay. I mean, this just one currency shows that, without even having to show anything else. I can't make it any clearer than that. The picture tells you. It tells you. Now you do have to be patient, which means you may not get paid today, and you may not get paid tomorrow. So you have to be willing to wait to get paid. But to me, it's worth it for these big moves, because it more than makes up for the average Trader Joe getting their 8 to 10 pips every day. You see, I could have. I'll give you a good example on the ones that post wins and losses and all that stuff, daily, weekly, or whatever. Let's say they do 50 trades. That's what they've done so far. 38 wins, 10 losses, and 2 break-evens. Well, you go onto that page and go, oh man, these guys are good. They got a winning record. But what it doesn't tell you is how many pips did they get if they're trading Forex. And then break it down to the number of trades, and if they even give you the number of pips total that they got, which they may or may not, more than likely may not, then you divide that into it, and I'm willing to bet that it's 8 to 10 pips on average. Now, you would come to my page. I'm going to give you an example. I could have, let's say I got low risk trades like these, which I do, anywhere from $4.50 to $25, $26 is the most. But on average, it's around about $10 to $15 risk. Now let's go worst case scenario. Every one of them were a $15 risk. Now, let's say I had 9 in a row where I lost. I lost $15 times 9. That's $135. Okay. So I've lost 135, but then I have one winner like this, and get, let's just take, for instance, one went up 120, 90, 120 pips in one trade. So let's take that for example. So I'd have on my page one win, total of 10 trades, one win, 9 losses, and you're going to go to my page and you're going to see, well, then this guy's a loser. He's got a terrible record. Don't want to follow him. But what it doesn't tell you is the number of pips, and my one trade wiped out my 9 losses. Now, who would you rather follow? Because if I get a second, which I've never had 9, I've not even ever had 3 in a row losses. So if I have a second trade like this, for instance, let's say I just traded this one currency, I'd lost 9 in a row. 1 win, 2 wins, 3 wins. So now I'd have 12 trades, 3 wins, 9 losses. You're still going to go to my page, YouTube channel, and say, he's got a terrible record. But what that doesn't tell you is my 9 wins was $135 loss, but my 3 wins was $360. Actually, man, it's probably going to be closer to 400 when this one gets stopped out, which it looks like it's going to happen. So you take away the 135, the 9 losses, from the $400 gains, and that gives me a $265 profit, even with all those losses. So see how that's deceiving? It's very deceiving. So pay no attention to the wins and the losses. It doesn't mean anything. You have to figure out how many pips did you get total for all those 50 trades, and then break it down, and it's probably going to be 8 to 10 pips. Remember, they had losers in there too, so the losers are probably going to be fairly big. They're going to be more than 8 to 10 pips. And the stock's doing it's the same way, but you can make up your own mind. But to me, it's pretty common sense, simple. But everybody has to have action. They want to be entertained in this day and time. So those guys do entertaining. They do keep you entertained, but they have to. They have to keep you tied to them. I don't want you tied to me. If you come in my room and you follow me and you learn, hopefully you're going to pick up on stuff that I don't see. An extra set of eyes always helps. I'm sure you've heard that. But once you learn it and you're successful on your own, you don't need me anymore. And all I ask is that you go and you teach others and give them a chance. But in this day and time, there's very, very few. That's why my room's not big, because number one, I'm not entertaining. Not that I don't want to be, but it's hard to be entertaining to yourself. I'm just strictly about teaching. And I don't mind having fun, don't get me wrong, cutting up. But the top priority should be, need to teach you to be able to trade successfully where you can do this from home. That's what I do full time. It's my job. This is my 40-hour a week, well, 32-hour a week job, but actually it's more than 32 because I look at it at nighttime. But I do trade these charts. Excuse me. And I print these off every day, every single day. When I have a trade, I mark up entry, where my stop loss is going to be at, first target profit, following up. That way, that's the fastest way of learning. You're going to learn faster by doing that. If you print them off, you say, well, this is expensive. The ink, uses a lot of ink and paper, and plus I don't have a printer. Yes, you got to buy all of that. But remember, this is a business. You have to put money into your business. And when you have a business as a LLC, then you're able to, it's tax deductible. You don't get all that back at the end of the year, not even close, but you do get some for the business. Yep, looks like it's going to get stopped because they need a pullback. So I'm going to get stopped out there, but that's okay. About 190 something. And so that's about 100 that the second half will make after 50, so that's 150. That's just on that one. That was about 120, if I'm not mistaken, 120 something. No, 140. What am I talking about? Math's not good today. About 140 on that one. And this is the one that was about 120. But it didn't go nearly as high. Of course, it was down here, but it didn't go nearly as high. So I should just keep my stop there, but usually when it makes these big candles with a big wick, that's a sign of resistance, rejection, I guess you'd say. And plus, I know that it's still got to go up a little bit higher, about another 20 something pips from that. So I know that they've got to get more buyers, which means they could come down even below that and then swing it up, because we got major news tomorrow. So I'm finished going to go through them. Aussie dollar is in a sell, but there's nothing, even though there's another candle after that candle. It's been an hour since that candle showed up. There's nothing to do. But I know that there's resistance, major resistance it's sitting on. Pound CAD, see the 1 hour candle, rejection. Now it's going to fill in some of that, but there could be a sell opportunity here, on up in here. If it just continues to run down, you just look at another one. You got to have something to come up in here, because see that high. Now this thing again, a 68.50, 68.83. So you actually have to have it to come up into here to make a low risk trade. That will be your stop. Pound yen says pull back to the yearly pivot. See, we ran up, come back to it, ran up a little bit, actually closed below it, pushed up higher. Now we're going to turn around on this pivot. That's the main thing, because it does have the potential to come down to fill in this flush up today. It could do that today down here, and if it pushes down even further down into here, which won't happen today, it would be a buy opportunity. Otherwise, if it pushes up, then it has the opportunity to go up into here, which could give you a sale, but there's major rejection up here, so it could take out that high. But they're setting up for the news, because they already know what the report's going to be for tomorrow. So I'm gonna get ready for this. And that's the pound yen. Euro New Zealand has made a buy. It started to run up, come back down. That's the one I'm in. Already taken off half of my profit, but I have no place. I can't move my stop. Well, I can move it to break even, but I can't move it up anymore, even though it's just pushed up, because I need a little bit push higher and a little bit of a retracement, and then the next push up, and then I can move my stop. So it's going to be several hours before I can move my stop, unless this makes a screaming up move like this. See, like it did over here. And you can't move your stop loss until it gets done up into here, and then you can move your stop. And then it does the same thing. Then you can move it up into here, but then you get stopped out. Now the next, there was a chance to get in, low risk trade, and you wound up being in both of them. You took half off on that one. You didn't get stopped out because there's no way to move it up, so you were still down here, but you'd moved your stop from there to there. You didn't get stopped out, so you're still in it. Makes the push up, and you can move your stop underneath that. Comes down, makes another push up. Now you move your stop from there to there, and then you get stopped out, and it goes up just a little bit higher, not much, and then it crashes. So that's in your New Zealand. The pound New Zealand is making a buy. There was an opportunity to get in there or even here right now. Uh-oh, just lost connection. On that anyway. So I'm probably not going to be able to change pictures. Or will I? No, I won't. So I'm stuck on the pound New Zealand. But I think that's the gist of it anyway. So like I said, this is live streaming. It will be recorded. I'll have it posted here in a couple hours, or if you missed anything, you can go back and look at it. If you're in trades, please move your stops, have your profit targets set. Be careful tomorrow, especially. It's non-farm payroll here in the U.S. at 8:30 Eastern time in the morning. That's going to be a big mover up or down, so be very anything tied to the dollar, be very careful. Okay, there, I'm back up. Pound New Zealand. See, it's made its flush down. That's going to get retraced. That won't happen today, but the news tomorrow could help it. Unless it makes a lower low, then it's not going to make that big a move. So here's a low risk buy here on the New Zealand now, but I'm already in the Euro New Zealand, so I don't want to be in too tied to that. New Zealand yen is in a sell. I can't remember which one I'm in on those. It may have been this one. And the dollar yen is now below 150, so I got a feeling this tomorrow, this thing's going to scream to the upside. The dollar yen will. So that's it for today, guys. I don't trade tomorrow, but I may be on here for the report for just a little bit, about 20-30 minutes. But see, my trading would be done hopefully today or overnight before the report comes out. Because all that is gambling. It's a 50-50 on which way, because we don't know which way it's going to go, but others do know which way it's going to go. So they have the advantage, we don't, so there's no reason to trade against them. Like I said, theirs is going to be over with. They'll be gone, so there won't be no reason for me to be around either. So we will see you guys tomorrow. And remember, if you subscribe to the channel, which if you do, thank you in advance. You're also going to have to click on the notify me button, and then YouTube will notify you when I'm on live streaming. That's the easiest way to do it. And thank you for subscribing if you do that, and we will see you in the morning for a little bit.